Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome to the
I'm
show.
I'm still waiting
Hello.
for you, TJ. I'm still waiting for you to come on and just do the wink like it does at the, the end of that clip.
What happened at the end? Hey Pasha,
Hello, guys. How's it going?
it's going well. It's going well. Yeah, guys, we got Pasha and Alex here today from Woof. They're going to be our guests. We're going to be diving into, institutions coming into crypto, what it means, can we handle it, and yeah, just kind of the future of the space today. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to, right? With the institutions coming in, they always just feared the uncertainty, but with on chain evidence, obviously, it's making it a lot easier for them to come in. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's take on it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're building, Pasha and Alex, and yeah, I'm hopefully it'll be a good stream.
Yeah, you guys want to intro yourselves?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Pasha. I'm the CEO of Woof. We are a development firm, and we are building for a lot of tier one clients, but we also building and we main development team for compound finance, and we also help other lending borrowing protocols. So I would say we are the most expert team, outsource team in terms of lending right now.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah,
terms
I mean,
yeah.
building for compound, I could see how you guys, you have a unique take on things, especially with all the volume they have to handle. And I mean, the volume crypto is going to have to handle the institutions coming in.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was a gap where Compound Labs left Compound for a couple of years, and we stepped in a year ago, and Foundation was formed. So right now we are improving protocol while Foundation decides where we shall go. In my take, we should go to RWA because Compound is the most compatible for it.
Yeah.
And in terms of RWA, multiple entities are trying right now to go into lending specifically and borrowing of RWAs. I think the most important here is liquidations, because if it's property, who will liquidate the property atomically as soon as the price will go down, right?
The tough one, right? Especially housing market development. Yeah, guys, if you're not familiar with what these guys have built, so you look at Compound, I mean, over $900 million borrowing, backed by over $1.8 billion of collateral. So these guys built the real deal. So I'm happy to dive in today with them. Alex, if you want to intro yourself.
Yeah, joining live from the dungeon, as you see from my worst light setup ever. Yeah, so I help Wolf Team in terms of marketing and growth. Thank you, Chris and TJ, for having us today. We'll have, I think, a bit of announcement. I don't know if Chris, if we can share it right now. So stay tuned. Yeah, and I'm happy to support conversation whenever. But Pasha is your best guy in terms of tech and all these kind of things.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, guys, we kind of covered it yesterday with RWAs, so I'm glad we have you on now. BlackRock is planning on tokenizing all stocks, bridging them over via Coinbase. And then we have RWAs just exploding. I mean, what are your thoughts on them in general? And, how would you even go about building products backed by them if you can't liquidate, like you said?
I think it's the future. So if you will take a look at the market right now, there's multiple entities, and we have, for example, right now, Chainlink Ace. They're trying to bring RWAs on chain. Firstly, it will be tokenized treasury, tokenized stocks, etc. So it will be more easy to liquidate. So what they will do, they will have market makers who will liquidate and who will have the priority to liquidate, and they will have liquidity sitting on immediately. So as soon as the price goes down, they will be able to liquidate within the same block or the next block. So it will be much more efficient than reliance right now on third parties.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because like you said, with the housing market, right? If let's say someone over leverages, I mean, what kind of a third party could push a liquidation preference through? Like, how could you even For example, I know when you're borrowing hard money for houses, right? People have different levels on the loan. There's going to be the person who has liquidation preference, and then there might be other people at the end of it. I mean, how do you even do that programmatically from a blockchain standpoint?
So programmatically, it's not an issue right now. The issue with housing specifically is how you can tokenize it legally, because house it's not immediate liquid. You cannot like liquidate it today or within an hour or within a few seconds. You need to go through a legal process to change the owner, etc. What's more possible right now is to borrow against tokenized stocks, and it will be like the first step. And gold, and something more liquid, and we will go to housing. Because do you want to borrow against your house knowing that it can be liquidated like instantly?
No.
I guess not. So we need to
especially if I'm on a 50-year mortgage.
Will it be liquidated with your mortgage, or the house will be liquidated but the mortgage shall be paid?
Yeah.
So let's start.
I mean, go on. I'll say it a bit.
Yeah, I think right now market we reached 51 billion in borrowing right now, maybe a little bit less.
Wow.
And most right now the alpha is looping. So lending is a first pillar with small amount of risk, and then you go and you loop. And right now, mostly 60% of TVL is looped in lending borrowing protocols. With like 4x, 10x loops. We loop by ourselves, mostly ETH and different prop stakes, LSTs and LRTs. And I think it will fade as soon as interest rates will go higher, similar to Japan. If Japan will increase their interest rates.
Yeah, I mean, they're pushing 75 bips now here soon.
Yeah, and we expect carry trade. We opened shorts for Bitcoin, but I think the Bitcoin will be a little bit.
So you're the one shorting Bitcoin.
You're to blame.
Yeah, but you need to read macro, right?
Yeah, well, and it's interesting, like with Japan, their interest rates going up, but then us, like the US, getting a Fed chair that's going to bring it towards 1%. It's just a lot of volatility, right? So personally, I'm excited for that. I mean, I think hopefully things will fly. But what are your thoughts? You think we're getting the extended cycle, or you think it's still a 4-year cycle? We're in the bear part of it right now.
So we was excited for a while. I'm in industry since 2016 full time, and I experienced some bear markets, and I think we are not at bear market yet, and it eventually will come. The cycles are becoming longer, and they're not becoming so dramatic. They're just more soft decline, more soft uprise. I hope no black swan will happen for us, such as FTX.
Me too. I mean,
can I just add, I think we have around 70 listeners right now, and all of them are still hoping for alt season Pasha. So be careful about your predictions.
Well, and it's crazy. You bring up FTX, right? Like you look at sentiment right now, it's literally worse.
Worse? Why? TJ is not with us.
He told too much.
Oh, is it TJ? Having connection issues. I was worried it was me. Pasha, you still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still there. Do you think right now the situation is worse than FTX? Are you agree with TJ?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wanted to also talk about WOOF, because you've really got your foot in the door. People might look at your socials and think, oh, that's not a huge following that they've got there. They ain't that serious. You've already partnered with Avalanche, right, and developed an app for them.
Yeah, I personally worked with Avalanche for 4 years so far. I mean, not work. For 3 years, I just was a doorstep and trying to work with them.
Yeah.
Eventually, we came along together. We built a bunch of projects for their ecosystem, for example, for Banky and for some NDA projects. But the recent project is Urban Space. If you go to Avalanche Twitter, you will see the app pinned on their X. That's what we built recently. So right now you can go to New York, and right now there's a lot of local markets, and you can go to those local markets and pay with AVAX, and it will be seamless. It will be gasless. You can pay with and credit card. So feel free to go to New York City, specifically Union Square Market. Right now is live. You can go there.
Yeah, and do you have plans on branching out to other places, or are you keeping it localized to New York?
So it's this partnership between Urban Space Markets. So it's a project which we built specifically for them, and right now they have 8 million customers annually, which makes them top 10 event in the world. And if Avalanche will want to, we will go there. We're not internalizing this project, so it's up to Avalanche and Urban Space guys. How do you want to scale it? Do they want to make it as SaaS, or do they want to keep it by themselves?
This is alpha, by the way. I think we
didn't announce yet.
So you guys are working with Emin then directly.
What?
Head of Avalanche. Sorry, I had a power surge, so I dropped off while I was talking. I got back when you guys were talking about Avalanche. What's going on there?
Yeah, I just talked about that. We built some stuff for Avalanche, or mostly for Avalanche ecosystem. And recent project is Urban Space Markets. It's local markets in New York City. You can go there at Union Square, and you can pay with USDC on Avalanche for goods.
Wow.
And they have 8 million users, so anyone can go there.
That's huge.
And play with it. I think it's huge for AVAX, and AVAX is. I followed AVAX deeply for the last 4 years, and what they do is they're adopting. During previous cadence of Biden, it was pretty hard for crypto companies to survive in the US, but Avalanche still stayed in New York City and tried to be compliant. And I think if institutionals will think about, hey, where shall we go in terms of blockchain? Where shall we deploy? Avalanche has all of the ecosystem and connections, and they can easily onboard to their C chain any enterprise.
Yeah, here's me with the head of Avalanche in New York a couple of years ago. So, no, I mean, they're legit. I'm a U.S. founder, so I know what it was like during the Biden administration, and I remember going up there, and I mean, they were building legitimate tech. It was at Roosevelt Island, Cornell's new campus. They just opened up, and it's cool to hear. I mean, 8 million users. That's going to be big for the space.
Yeah, and they're just eating this pie piece by piece. You can get it there. You can get it there. More adoption, and as soon as you have first real examples of how you can pay with crypto and how easy it is, I think more people will adopt. And because it might,
Well, I love how they're focusing on like localized adoption, right? It's not just some far off like theoretical thing. It's like payment processing right now in the surrounding area of where you're located.
Yeah, because right now what companies trying to solve is actually they are giving you different neobanks where you can pay with crypto to regular bank.
Yeah.
So they're solving the problem on your side, on user side. Which shall be done is it shall be solved on the merchant side. For example, Stripe, they can add payments in crypto, and they can instantly calculate the rate and instantly convert it to bank. And I think this is the next step.
Okay.
instead of making all of this infra on the merchant side, on the Ruben Space side, just make it on Stripe. It's easy. We show that it's easy.
And make it on the merchant side instead of the bank side.
Yes, because there's not too much point of sale companies. Like Stripe is the biggest so far, and it's easily adoptable.
Okay. Well, I want to ask, actually, I'm glad we're on this topic. So we have a bank, they're interested in launching a stable coin, for example, right? The pitch so far is that you're going to be able to cut out your Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, all of those people doing cross-border transfers. And you'll be able to do it internally through the bank. It'll be much faster. And then you'll be able to offer, tokenized yield products to your customer. But would you say, the pitch should be completely different? Should banks not be adopting the stablecoin at the bank level? Should I be focused on merchants instead?
They shall adopt off-ramping because you sell on crypto and merchants wants to receive fiat. So if there will be solid off-ramp provider, which will not charge a lot per transaction, and you don't need to batch all transactions, I think it will solve the problem, and the bank will go first and will be able to adopt it. It will win in this game. But for banks, crypto is pretty small market so far.
Yeah.
Compared to retail and fiat. So we need to ask first, I think, and pitch to banks that, hey, you need to build this.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why I love, we're at the bleeding edge, especially what you guys are developing, right? We were looking at Ondo Finance yesterday and how they've tokenized U.S. treasuries and like bonds and stuff. And they're already, offering some great safe products for institutional investors. But on what you said earlier, Pasha, the market is growing quickly here, right? So over 41 billion, like you said, we're up 55% just in the third quarter here. And I think this is going to be exponential. What do you think we're going to end up with next year? You think we're going to be over 100 billion, 200 billion?
Oh Lord, his predictions that's not well for me, because
it's a great prediction market. Get some practice.
Let's do this. Yeah. So you've come on our show today. 1 year's time, we'll look back at this prediction and see how far off you are.
We'll post on it, see if you're right.
Yeah.
Got it. So firstly, it depends on macro. If macro is bad, the TVL won't be great. But if we will ignore macro, I think it will be balanced. It will rise a little bit. Why? Because right now people are opening different yield strategies like DUSD, which DPACs, and a few more DPACs will tell people that, hey, 15, 20, 30% APR is not worth 100% of your deposit of your body, which you actually look. So and probably this hype will fall down, but with RWAs and more products which will be able to generate native yield, and with Aave app, which is actually bringing a lot of utility for people who are not aware of crypto, it will give another push. How far we will go, I don't know, maybe 20% from current TVL.
You think only 20% up, so we'll only go to 50 billion?
Yeah, I think right now, yes. In terms of lending is not reflecting the whole market.
Yeah, true. And Aave is huge. Like
TJ is very much an optimist.
It's my greatest weakness. Aave, like you said, over 3 trillion in cumulative deposits, over 900 billion originated loan volume. It's crazy.
Where we go when we talk about lending, I think the most important metric is active loans. Because it generates yield and it generates revenue for protocol, and it's actually active. Because if you can have 1 billion lending deposits, but it's
What do
not
you think
working.
the active loan number is?
Let me check. So right now, Aave has 16 billion active loans.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, right now, like with lending markets, you see that active loans is much less than actual TVL, because right now we have not a problem, but we have a challenge where you need to over collateralize your position, but also people are not borrowing at full capacity because they are afraid of liquidations. And I think protocols will move, like they will polarize like into different positions. Like Aave will be safe. They will have a deep TVL. They will have low APR, and people will go there if you don't know what you're doing. But a lot of people, like loopers, they know what they're doing. And actually, lending exists only because people who actually knows where to get more yield, they're trying to loop and go somewhere else. And I think right now with like interest curves is algorithmic, right? And they are predefined.
Well, so are you saying that people that know what they're doing use Compound and people that don't know what they're doing use Aave?
I'm saying that people who are less tech savvy and who don't care about high yield, they will go to Aave. And people who wants to who are open to expose to more risk by having higher APR, they will go to other projects. I'm not telling Compound because Compound is not moving into this direction, but I think the next alpha and the next project which will go out of the market is lending project which will allow you to set your custom risk profile. Like for example, I'm holding Dogecoin and I want to borrow against my Dogecoin for specific APR. Let's say for 10%. And I can go to open market and open a bid or ask for lenders to borrow to me, right? And it builds up an order book from one side, from lenders who wants to lend, for example, USDC for Doge, and people who actually holding Doge and want to borrow against it. Now, I think order book lending is next alpha, and we're also thinking internally. Maybe it's like new Compound. Maybe it's shall be separate project. We don't know, but I see a lot of potential here, because as you can see, Aave have 46 billion, but they also have only 16 billion in active loans. With this proportion, we will have much more borrowing to TVL ratio. Right now in Compound is 1 to 3. In our case, it will be 3 to 4.
Wow. Okay. I mean, in practice, how would order book lending work? Are you saying like you'd have a decentralized order book, or you would look at the order book of a centralized exchange? Like how does it work in practice?
Yeah. So you're telling that, hey, I can lend my USDC against ETH for 4%. And you open bid. If there is active ask from borrowers that, hey, I want to borrow USDC against ETH for 4%, it will be filled immediately. If not, it will be on open market, and it's open you in order books. People say, hey, I can borrow, I can lend USDC for 5%, I can lend for 6%, I can lend for 3%, and whoever wants to borrow, they're coming and they're choosing what they want. And it's actually interesting.
Oh, gotcha. So it's completely opening up lending for anybody. It's peer-to-peer lending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's the next step, the next project of this, because right now you're saying that we have like people saying that we have lower interest than treasuries, but it's only because we have lower utilization. It can change tomorrow at any time.
Yeah, well, that's not a good problem, especially when you want to scale, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, couldn't there be ways to manipulate that? Like, let's say we, you create a marketplace. Anyone can do peer-to-peer lending. I mean, couldn't they borrow a flash loan and do lending through that? Or is there a way to manipulate it so that someone's lending dollars are drained? I mean, it seems like there could be serious exploits in that.
I didn't think about that in this direction. I don't see so far, because lending will be fixed in terms of rate and fixed in terms of duration. So you're open a position which you're going like for 6 months, 3 months, and it fills automatically, which is the most important, is engine which will fill. And it's not our project, it's idea that I think will be great.
Yeah. Okay. I know what that means. I know what that means. Well, I want to ask, so we're going to get kind of nerdy here. So just talking about, some of the new token protocols, or I mean, just, basic ETH versus Base versus other chains. What do you see is what's going to be the standout chain in the future? Do you see that ETH is just going to continue to be the foundation? Every other serious project will build off of ETH or an L2 of ETH. I mean, are you satisfied, like ERC 4626, for example? Do you think we need to go in another direction?
So ETH will dominate among L2s, and I think among Solana as well. We're ETH maxi, and
yeah, same.
And you see that Aave deprecates a lot of chains right now, because there's simply no demand on these chains. No demand. You invest a lot of funds, and people are not borrowing. You bring in incentives, people borrowing, but then they go away. So ETH will dominate in terms of token standards. There's a lot of token standards right now. Feel free to use the best in our case. And whatever we will choose for AWS, for any other assets, no matter what we will use, I don't think it's a big deal in terms of which specific ERC we will use.
Yeah. Why are you an ETH maxi instead of Solana maxi?
Because it's all about primitive for me. Ethereum and why when you go to conferences, you see that people want to bring value and they want to build products.
Real utility versus casino.
And Solana is more about like, let's build something quick and get quick returns. In terms of clients, when I see clients in Solana and clients in Ethereum, and
it's almost like ETH is like the B2B chain, Solana is the B2C chain, except that Solana's B2C is just, it's bringing users to the casino. Right?
I mean, Solana is getting better, right? But it has always been someone launches, they have a good idea, and then the people investing and buying their stuff will just think, that's shiny, I'm going to go to that one now. And they just keep on rotating to the next project rather than just holding and believing in one. That's what I see a lot on Solana. It's just
major extraction.
It's just extraction, trying to make money. They don't actually care about the products being produced there. So I think that's why people don't, or projects and founders, they don't take it as serious as Ethereum.
But can I just add to this point? I think people are the ones who made Solana like this. I mean, the founders of Pump Fund, I don't know if you know their story, they used to make this super complicated DEXs with like 50,000 ways of trading, leveraging, and doing all sorts of things. But then, like after the time, they realized people only care about like quick profit, and they pivot. And this is what Solana provided. Yeah, well, so we are the ones to blame.
You're the hero for long enough, you see yourself become the villain.
But that's okay, right? For Solana, if people wants to PvP, let them PvP.
Let them PvP. No, I have no problem with that. I mean, free market, right? I wish that the market in general would look more at utility. So I'm hoping that the next cycle, people look at real utility, people look at builders, they go back to the Dino coins. and their attention isn't scattered 20 million ways, 50,000 times a day with 50,000 new coins. I mean, there's even more than that come out every day.
Yeah, it's every millisecond at the moment. It's crazy the amount of coins being pumped out. But they adapted to their user, right? They saw where they needed to go with it.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. There's good money rolling through pump fund, I guess. But
and it's funny how like Base also did this pivot with the how do you call this app that they launched? Basically,
the Base
very
app?
similar function. Sorry,
not what the Base app?
No, not the Base app. It used to be like a market for launching NFTs, but when you launch NFT, you also automatically create a token. Sorry, I don't recall it. So Base pivot into that, and some project with Ethereum are a bit late to the party, but still trying to do that and trying to take this Solana community to their casino.
Narrative is extremely important because you didn't mention one blockchain which has huge amount of user base. Huge amount. Do you know this blockchain? Can you guess?
Bitcoin?
No.
What?
Telegram. Ton. They have a huge user base. As soon as they launched, I was thinking it will be competitor of Ethereum because they're in app. People have already an app, and it's so easy to operate. But unfortunately, they decided to go another direction of tapping. Like, do you know hamster tapping in Telegram?
the dog community. Katira.
They didn't start building primitives.
So
it was crazy. That was literally not my direct grandpa. Anyway, it's like someone with the age of my grandpa was onboarded on the blockchain, and nobody noticed that. On the Telegram, there was this tapping things, like each of your taps goes and you earn a coin for it. It was a big thing in Europe and CIS region, especially. I think everyone did that at some point.
I mean, I was addicted. I loved it every single day, because I went through a time where I was just not doing that much in Web3. So I had the time to sit there and go on and do the daily tasks. But the airdrops were okay. But then obviously you had all of the scams that came out, and then tons started to dump, and then some of them I'm still waiting for the TGE. I still hold
the chat for those who are still waiting for them.
Well, so you guys think they've chosen the wrong path, or you think they're just not picking up like you thought they would?
They chose the wrong path. Yes, they didn't build primitives, and when you build blockchain which will last, you need to build some sticky TVL firstly, because without sticky TVL it won't happen.
Yeah.
And that's why we choose Ethereum, because everything, at least I think that everything we build in will be long lasting.
Yeah.
And, will evolve. While this project in Telegram, they will just shut down, like Steppen.
Right? It'll die out. It will die out.
Yeah, I remember Steppen. That was wild. I mean, just thinking back to the NFT era, if you could transport your mind back, you're like, what were people thinking? Spending 500K on a JPEG. Like, I mean, it was the precedent for RWA, right? Like, without NFTs, we wouldn't have RWA. But still, hopefully, meme coins were the precedent for something better in the future, right?
It wasn't all bad with NFTs. I mean, come on, there was some profit to be made, right? I know that President Trump tried to bring it back with his NFT. I've said it before. Again, it was a great entry when everyone just thought it was a scam. You could get in at $80, and that skyrocketed up. It was beautiful. But it didn't bring it back. I generally thought that would be the thing to bring back NFTs. It is Trump launching his NFT, but it just didn't. It had
another
a small spike
play.
Then a long decline.
So what do you think is the next big narrative, Pasha? You think it's RWA? than
So
privacy? Or
for me, it's mobile apps, accessible applications, DeFi applications, which will be seamless for user, and which will have this haptics, and will have notification, and it will get your email, and this is part of big narrative, which Trump presidency bring to us, because if you can see right now, multiple projects are getting, I don't want to say absorbed, but absorbed by their labs, and because we struggled before, DAO struggled before because there was a lot of uncertainty and legal cases against original builders, and Uniswap was a pioneer. Every DAO looked at Uniswap. They adopted Duna, its framework for DAO, and the next step was to enable fee switch, and Uniswap did that. And as you can see right now, multiple projects are going into the way where hey, DAO is ineffective. Let's get everything back to labs, etc., etc. But it's not happening because DAO are ineffective. It's happening because labs can absorb right now, because they won't go to jail since now, at least for now. So that's why they do that.
yeah.
And, are you following 20 DAOs, guys?
I mean, I was a little bit into DAOs, like Constitution DAOs. Really sad what happened there. But I mean, what does this mean for the space? Like, does it bode well that we're all moving away from DAOs now? I mean, it seems like you like them quite a bit.
Yeah, I like the DAO. I like how it works, but it's slow, firstly, and secondly, it's not monetizing, because right now Compound generating a lot of fees, but it's not going anywhere. It's sitting in reserves because it could be illegal to extract these fees, and who will be the final receiver?
No one wants to take risk.
Right now, big projects will come businesses, normal business that will generate revenue, and that's what we didn't have before. Before that, we have Uniswap and fees accrued somewhere, and no one claimed it. And right now, Uniswap is a business that will generate revenue, and business works better than non-profit foundations, in my opinion. And
we're moving a little bit away from the decentralized roots, though, with that. But I think it could be good for the space.
Yeah, and it follows the mobile, because Uniswap has mobile application, right? You can swap, but you cannot LP. You cannot provide liquidity, because you cannot offer interest to users without specific licenses. And right now, it's getting more and more easy to build DeFi on mobile. Before that, it was inaccessible, and right now I see super app for DeFi on mobile, haptics, and everything is seamless UI, normal UI, not DeFi UI, like WeChat in China, but for DeFi globally. And,
well, and that's the path towards mass adoption, right? Like, you don't even know you're using crypto. Like, that's what a lot of these companies trying to get in now. They're still on the pump fund craze. So they're like, why don't we tokenize all this IP and sell it as tokens? I'm like, no, just make a good seamless UI backed by a token that just sits in the background as like a referral system. Like, don't try to chase this narrative where the token leads. Like, lead with the actual utility, with the actual UI, tokens in the background.
Yep. And what I follow personally, when I trying to buy some token, when I have spare $100, it's not
rare these days. Very rare these days.
Yeah, very rare. And I'm just trying to follow a project which copy TradFi narrative, CFI narrative to DeFi, because that's what will last. Like Pendle built great narrative, and it rise. Now Perps with Hyperliquid, and whoever new narrative in DeFi will come from CFI, it will grow and it will win, because DeFi is just so far copycatting what CFI has, but in more decentralized and more transparent way, which is great. And
Yeah.
a lot of projects right now just making loops and farming, and not the best way to not the best way to.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, even being in this space, you've been in this space since I think you said 2016.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% of the projects have came and gone, right? So testament to you, what you're building, you're still here. And anyone who's building right now. And I wanted to ask, you're talking about CeFi and how that narrative is most important. What do you think about Bitcoin, about people building DeFi on top of Bitcoin? You think it's ever going to take off? It seems like, I mean, to me, it seems like it's just a dream, right? Like what's being built on ETH, it's way better. It's way further ahead. I don't think we're ever going to, I don't think the main infrastructure and blockchain is going to be built on Bitcoin, but what do you think?
So I think that all financial markets is built on trust or some beliefs, and people believe that Bitcoin is the most secure, that Satoshi really died and he will never like sell, and which I also believe.
Do you think that happened?
I don't think he will sell, because you need to have like these balls like this in order to not sell for this years. And I didn't see any guy with these balls, so probably it's not existing. And so Bitcoin there's a lot of capital, and a lot. The most capital is in Bitcoin, and whoever will be able to make this capital more liquid in terms of like, can I lend these assets? Can I borrow against Bitcoin? And not to make it only, well, because we have raw Bitcoin, right? But to make it secure enough, like 100% trustless, will win. And I'm not following Bitcoin a lot, but I think there's a lot of liquidity which shall be utilized. And if you build a project for Bitcoin or around Bitcoin, it will find success now. Because right now people just sitting with their Bitcoin and looking at
so that's financial advice then.
Imagine you have in Bitcoin and you see people farming ETH for like 5-6%, and you'll say like, what am I doing? Just holding.
Yeah. Well, I think, sailors should be investing into that. Like MicroStrategy should have major grants for the space, developing infrastructure on top of Bitcoin, right? But I mean, his thesis is just acquire as much as humanly feasible, right?
Yeah, but for builders, Bitcoin is pretty complex, because Bitcoin was created in a way like, imagine you tie your legs, you tie your hands, and now you want to swim. It's the same for Bitcoin. Technology is super complex, not complex, but super complex to build on top, because there is a lot of ways to build DeFi on top of Bitcoin network.
Well, and it's like an ancient standard, right? At this point, and then, I mean, people couldn't even vote on putting new stuff in place because it doesn't have smart contracts, right?
Yep. So right now, challenge that shall be solved is how we can verify transactions on other chain, like on Bitcoin network, and make it decentralized enough. And as soon as it will happen, people will start to move to other networks. So far, I didn't see a lot of use cases, but I'm not really deep into it, because how can you bridge Bitcoin to any Lightning networks without sending it? But if you send it, you're sending it to someone's wallet. It's not smart contract. Someone controlling it, and that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. And going back to Satoshi, do you think he was just one guy with some big brass balls, like you said, or was it like an organization that called themselves Satoshi?
Oh Lord, yeah. So I think Satoshi is a guy, but he has a team of people who worked with him before. Because imagine yourself like at 2008, and you're building Bitcoin. You never know that it will pop. like that. And
Crazy.
but I'm not about pro Bitcoin, because Bitcoin killing feature is that founder died, and that's the main killer feature.
It's a good narrative, right? It's the same narrative as he lost his hard drive. I've heard that one as well.
Yeah. But in Ethereum, like there's people are following people, right? And there is Vitalik, and if something bad will happen with Vitalik, or he will act in a bad way, it will affect the price. So in Bitcoin, it's better because there is no idol.
No one to dress in like weird costumes and make weird raps.
He's not going out and
Yeah.
getting drunk, selling his coins because he's on drugs. You know, he's just out of it. You know,
A lot of people.
It does add trust in a way, but at the same time, you just never know what could happen.
I almost think like, you know, it's just a miracle. Like it's one of those things you can't explain it. I mean, an intelligence agency making it, it doesn't really make sense. Kind of goes against, you know, it's just a contradiction, right? Just some random guy making it, and then everything worked out perfectly to the way it is now. It's, yeah, I mean, and look what it's doing. I mean, everything's going to become decentralized. It's going to solve a major problem that the world has had for a long time. So
I think it's there's a lot of coincidences in my opinion, because when you start building it, imagine you in 2008.
yeah,
Imagine, you don't understand people, like you don't understand that will pop. People in 2012, it's bullshit, and now just people starting to adopt.
I wish I wasn't playing Modern Warfare back in 2008. And then, you know, I wish I was on the Bitcoin faucet. I even remember, so going way back when, because I would have been, I mean, 2012, I would have been 12, like 2008, 8 years old. I was, you know, using Cheat Engine to like hack into Flash games, like on Congregate, Armor Games, you know. And I remember seeing ads for Bitcoin Faucet. It's like, yeah, like check out Bitcoin Faucet right here. You know, when you're downloading the Cheat Engine, and you know, ads were literally like you could go buy some Bitcoin. And I was just a dumb kid. Like I never took advantage of that. It's like now it's crazy. I mean, where were you back then?
I was
Did you see it early?
No, I didn't see it early. I didn't see it before I was told to see it. So yeah, my first job was in software development, and I started in 2016, and that's where I was introduced to crypto. And my first boss, he introduced me, and that's how it started. So here's my take. I think that crypto already solved the biggest challenge, and nobody solved any bigger challenges no more. Because crypto solved the challenge that you can own money, you can transfer it anytime, anywhere, anyone, and that's it. That's why we need crypto. That's the ultimate utility, and that's it for now. Because most of the people using crypto right now is for transfers and holdings. Because, for example, I travel around the world, in US, in Europe, but my family is in Ukraine, and I'm supporting them. I send them money, and it's so great because I don't need to bother myself with anything. This is the biggest utility so far, biggest adding value.
It's hard to beat that. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, I think that's the biggest utility. I mean, there's different flavors of that. There's integrating that into, you know, payment rails that everyone can be a part of. But I think the biggest part has already been solved, like you said.
Yeah, and everyone is just trying to scale it, and that's it. How can we scale it and adopt it? And so this is the biggest piece of bias on the DeFi and everything else. And trading is somewhere aside for me, because I love crypto, not because everything is growing, but because volatility. It's much, much higher than in the stocks market, and accessibility as well, because you can access anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the best time in history. So it's you look at the institutions we have today. I mean, they're flawed, right? Everything's flawed, but I mean, we live in a pretty good time in history. I mean, even just 70 years ago, you had like the horrors of World War II. You know, before that, it was just violence, famine, all that everywhere. Now we get to trade internet coins and build cool stuff. And generally it's better than it's ever been.
I think you just build a wall between first world and third world. That's why it seems like that, because multiple countries are still struggling right now. Because I traveled within Africa a lot, and Middle Asia, and in Ukraine we have a war as well. So but yeah, for first world, yeah, it's extremely great. And I think the biggest benefit of latest years is globalization, because everything's becoming global supply chains, logistics, information, which is the most important, except for North Korea. But but yeah, I think this is like the biggest push for the
Let's
world.
say you're like your third world country, right? I mean, I think crypto is going to help them a lot as well once it starts being adopted, because a lot of their institutions aren't going to be able to be as corrupt. Like, I mean, I saw the other day on X, they spent like $5 million on this bridge. I don't know if you saw this as well, in Africa. And $5 million. And it was like some sticks. Like, it was terrible, right? It was bad. And it broke as they were walking across it. Like, as they were, testing it for the first time, it broke. And it's like, it probably cost $20,000 to build that. Where's the other 4.98 million? And I think crypto, it's going to fix a lot of that. I hope so.
Yeah, starting with elections and identity, but right now it shall be adopted from the top in terms of like corrupted people need to adopt this uncorrupted blockchain technologies. Regular people using crypto to hedge their native currency, because in Argentina a lot of people using crypto just because they have hyperinflation, and same in other third world countries. And we can see that Venezuela adopted Bitcoin, adopted USDT, adopted a lot of stuff just because they don't care anymore. They don't have their own currency. And that's why we have a lot of pushback in US and Europe about crypto, because governments can't control issuance and they don't want to be issuance to be transparent. And that's why there's a lot of pushback. And we're trying to fight slowly, piece by piece. But third world countries already actively using crypto on daily basis. In Africa, people using crypto to on ramp. I mean, not ramp, but for purchases. Specifically Tron network, mostly Tron, USDT Tron. And hopefully someday we'll have a technology which will be adopted by government.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get the future where everyone, I mean, it's all transparent on chain, pseudonymously. And it's not the future where the governments, they're using some nets no one else has access to, but then everyone else is forced to use a transparent blockchain, right?
Yep.
Then it'll almost be like CBDCs. So
it will be CBDC. Basically.
It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we will fight to make it more decentralized.
Yeah.
The government.
Yeah. Sorry, you finish.
No worries. Go ahead.
What's your take on Base? Yeah, we're seeing a lot of news come out recently with the mass adoption. But are you bullish on Base? Are you looking forward to what they're going to be pushing from tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm bullish to project which has users, and they have a lot of users, and they have chain, and they have base app, and they already have DeFi wallet. So they have, so Base is, I think the Base is the best example how layer 2 shall act in crypto, Ethereum layer 2. So yeah, really, really bullish on Base, because other L2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, they are experiencing not the best time right now, and other L2s, they just died. And I think Base will win among L2 race right now.
Yeah, no, I think they're definitely going to win. I mean, you saw Armstrong with Larry Fink the other day. They're going to be the bridge for stocks to be fully tokenized. Well, Pasha, so we're coming up at the end of our show here today. Is there any alpha for the audience? Anything that you'd like to close with?
Guys, don't get fooled by yields. Risk is everywhere right now. You don't have any risk-free positions. No risk-free positions. So remember that and diversify.
Absolutely. Great advice. Great advice.
And I just wanted to throw out and talk a bit about the 23rd of December. We're planning a charity poker tournament across the community. So we'll be reaching out to a lot of projects to get them involved. We'll be doing 50% towards the charity, which TJ, you can say about in a moment. And 50% will go towards the top 10 winners. We'll be doing that live stream, getting some founders on. So if you're interested, reach out.
Yeah.
That's where Wolf Company will be lost in this poker tournament, because I'm so bad at poker.
Well, I mean, it won't be in person, so you can bluff easier.
And these no camera, it will be much easier.
Well,
it will be easier, but I have heard people of using AI and trying to cheat that way. Well, not cheat, but
Right.
just get the best possible outcome. And apparently it works.
Don't tell
So give it a go.
Like, finally, we found people who actually using gambling for a purpose, not for just making money. Thank you for that.
Prediction markets. That's what it is.
Prediction markets, yes.
Maybe we'll get you on the next cast. We'll be doing some prediction market stuff. Well, thanks for coming on today, Pasha. Guys, make sure to check out Wolf, what they're building. And yeah, that was the show today. Tune in tomorrow at 12 Eastern. We stream every day at 12 Eastern except Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for hosting me, TJ and Chris.
Thank you.